years ago, the Jacksonville Transportation Authority began an extraordinary period of change, growth, and success. With a new vision for the future, transportation in Northeast Florida will become more expansive, efficient, inclusive, and technologically advanced than ever before. This is a look at JTA's remarkable 10 years of excellence. The Jacksonville Transportation Authority has come of age over the last decade, becoming one of the most progressive and innovative agencies in the country, and one that other agencies look to emulate. Transit professionals from across the country and around the world regularly flock to Northeast Florida to learn from JTA's staff and leadership. They come with one key question: how do you do it? The search for answers began with JTA's groundbreaking Route Optimization Initiative, an 18-month-long plan that culminated in December 2014, when everything about how Jacksonville's bus system operated changed overnight. All new routes, new route names, better bus stop locations, new signage, it all changed. Soon after, transit agencies large and small began calling, visiting, and calling some more. They all wanted JTA's ROI playbook to replicate in their city. Houston, Philadelphia, Columbus, West Palm Beach, Sacramento, Anchorage, and more. At JTA, ROI was the turning point. ROI transformed mobility in the city, making connections easier and trips more direct. It also helped dramatically change the culture of how JTA operates inside its walls as well. A clear shift in vision brought new technology that allowed employees to more effectively do their jobs. There was also a new sense of community, with a more expanded team of outreach professionals and a renewed focus on how to better service our customers. Meanwhile, on the road came new compressed natural gas buses, and with it, a new, quicker, timelier travel option, the First Coast Flyer, a 57-mile bus rapid transit network running on 4 corridors throughout Jacksonville. The Flyer is the largest and most successful BRT system in the entire Southeast.
Congratulations! We're here celebrating. We are celebrating the opening of the First Coast Flyer BRT line.
With environmentally cleaner and quieter CNG buses quickly replacing diesel as the preferred fuel for JTA buses, the authority would continue to diversify its fleet by adding electric buses into the mix. Partnerships with local small businesses, Beach Buggies, and Go Tuckin' added new and unique micromobility options at the beaches and in downtown and surrounding historic districts. But not all transit changes made by the JTA were new options. The St. Johns River Ferry, an important travel option for hundreds of thousands of people each year, had been on the budget chopping block for years. Then in March 2016, JTA took over as owner and operator of the ferry. That led to an ongoing investment of over $25 million in upgrades to the ferry boat and related infrastructure. At more than 400,000 riders per year, ridership on the ferry has never been higher. Transit options also expanded to include neighboring counties, St. Johns and Nassau, with the Express Select service. While in Clay County, JTA took over the operation of the county's bus service known as Clay Community Transportation, revamping it and adding routes, in addition to adding the Express Select regional service. In 2014, the Skyway, Jacksonville's downtown elevated train, reached a major milestone, hitting 25 years in operation. So JTA began to consider the future of the aging system. The following year, a select committee of transportation professionals, city leaders, and elected officials were assembled. They worked for months to determine the best option for our city: keep and modernize it, repurpose the structure, or tear it down. The committee's answer was clear and concise when it recommended to the JTA board to keep and modernize the Skyway. That decision led to a fusion of the past, present, and future when the JTA began testing its potential replacement, autonomous vehicles. In 2017, the JTA unveiled the first in a series of autonomous vehicles it was now considering to not only replace the Skyway, but to expand it. The authority's autonomous program would become known as the Ultimate Urban Circulator, or U2C, and has grown significantly into one of the nation's most comprehensive. The first two phases of the U2C are fully funded through grants from our federal, state, and local partners, and monies generated through Jacksonville's local option gas tax. JTA built an advanced test track and learning center on Jacksonville's north side and partnered with Florida State College to add a second larger track at the school's Cecil Center campus on the west side. So far, 8 autonomous vehicles on 5 different platforms have been tested at the 2 tracks.
Where we're going to truly become transformational as a mobility solutions provider is if we're able to make it available to more people and in a more flexible way.
The advanced testing led to tire manufacturing giant Goodyear asking JTA to test its new airless tires at the authority's Armsdale Center. And when a global pandemic brought the entire world to a near halt, JTA found a way to use this new technology to help, teaming with the Mayo Clinic to transport COVID-19 test samples in autonomous shuttles from the hospital's outdoor testing site to its laboratory, freeing up Mayo Clinic staff to care for patients. JTA also teamed with Agape Family Health to provide over 13,000 COVID vaccinations to seniors and others in need by retrofitting 2 JTA buses into mobile vaccination clinics. Neighborhoods all across the city were changed for the better because of the work of JTA's Mobility Works program, which featured 13 roadway and 14 intersection improvement projects. The program saw larger projects like the expansion of busy Kernan Boulevard, where residents not only saw better traffic flow, but immediately began enjoying the new multi-use path. And on Girvin Road, where city officials were thrilled to have safer conditions on this highly traveled area. And at the new roundabout near Jacksonville University that allows 2 traffic lanes to constantly flow without long wait times at a traffic light. The newly built Paramore Road created an alternative connection for Blanding Boulevard and Argyle commuters on the city's west side.
I am so glad that we're able to make a difference for the people that live and work in this community.
And on West 5th Street, where residents were singing JTA praises after a total renovation eliminated major drainage issues and provided a safe haven on new sidewalks for pedestrians who previously had to dodge vehicles while walking on the road just to avoid the standing water.
When the ditch was there and the roads were more narrow, you see a lot of kids walking in the streets to go to school or to the store and everything. And now since the sidewalks are up, they've been able to use that and not just walk in the streets. So it's more safer for everybody, kids.
It's done, for the community. I think everybody should feel good when they do something good for the community.
The massive construction load also extended to miles and miles of new sidewalks that made it easier and safer for passengers to get to bus stops and kids to get to school. JTA also had a plan on how to better insinuate transit into local neighborhoods with transit-oriented development, where developers can build housing and workspaces around transportation, synergizing the live, work, and play lifestyle. The KIPP School on Gulf Air Boulevard and Artia, a new multi-family housing development on the South Bank, are 2 shining examples of how transportation integration can work in 2 very different scenarios. Over the past decade, JTA has fully embraced technology. Autonomous and artificial intelligence technology has tremendously advanced the way JTA provides transportation services, assists customers and employees. Everything from bus simulators for bus drivers to hone their skills in a safe environment, onboard ticket validators to expedite the boarding process, to the MyJTA mobile app that allows passengers to plan their trip, buy tickets for JTA services like the bus, the ferry, and Ready Ride, or order an Uber or Lyft. The reality of what a premier transportation agency could be came to light in April 2018 when the JTA christened the new 10,000 square foot intercity bus terminal with Greyhound and Megabus. Then 2 years later, the authority opened the crown jewel, the 40,000 square foot Jacksonville Regional Transportation Center at La Villa, considered by all who have seen it as one of the finest facilities of its kind anywhere in the country. Combining an ultra-modern facility with a nod to the historic past of the La Villa neighborhood in which it sits, the JRTC offers customers a multitude of travel options, from trains to scooters and everything in between.
Holon is exactly the type of company that we want to attract here in Jacksonville. An innovator and job creator with a global reach and a reputation for delivering. We're grateful for your $100 million investment into the northwest corner of our city. Yes. And of course, the 200 jobs with competitive pay and substantial benefits that you will bring as well.
And there was, of course, a big desire also by some of our potential customers, partners, to see us producing vehicles as they have ambitious plans rolling out autonomous mobility.
Our hearts and minds were in the right place. It was, how do we move people in this community more effectively? We recognized that this technology would help bridge the gap that communities around this country are suffering with, which is equal accessibility throughout a community. Think about the manufacturing and selling of these vehicles to other cities around the country and potentially exporting them back to Europe. What that does from an economic engine for this community. This puts us in a different category in terms of the diversification of our workforce and the businesses or industries that Jacksonville is supporting and frankly benefits from. It's not just Jacksonville, it's not just Florida. This has national implications in terms of how we move people across this nation, and for us to be able to bring that notoriety to this community that we feel has so many benefits and so much potential going into the future.
This decade of excellence has not gone unnoticed.
In Jacksonville, Florida, the Transportation Authority there helped to launch Wellness on Wheels, a mobile vaccine service ensuring that seniors and underserved communities had the opportunity to secure those critically needed vaccinations.
Both the American Public Transportation Association and the Florida Public Transportation Association have named JTA System of the Year. The authority has won the Gold Safety Award from TSA, APTA, and FPTA.
Well, it is clear to me as a regional security director that the JTA, its board and its CEO have made major investments in safety and security that really is about supporting public safety.
Its bus operators and mechanics have won state and national awards as the best in their fields. JTA has been honored in nearly every aspect of its business: engineering, procurement, technology, compliance, marketing and communications, diversity, and more. These past 10 years have shown JTA to be one of the finest, most respected transportation organizations in the country. That respect and its numerous successes have brought transportation professionals from all over the U.S. and from around the world to Northeast Florida. That brilliant spotlight on JTA shines across the entire region. The past 10 years has been one of true excellence, but at JTA, it's all about the future, and the next 10 years might just be the best ever.